subject for which you have 60 seconds to speak on without hesitation, repetition or deviation, and it'll be a challenge on the deviation front. The worst thing I ever did at a convention. 60 seconds, starting from now.
The worst thing I ever did at a convention was something that I perpetrated against the young body of Mr. Tony Lee. And since that...
And Tony does it. Tony, your challenge?
You promised you'd never tell.
Do you have a challenge within the rules of just a minute?
I don't care, I want it.
Can we please have the comments stricken from the record? And how long?
46 seconds.
I'll get a point for an incorrect challenge.
You do get a point for an incorrect
Oh,
challenge.
we really enjoyed this interruption.
So he gets a point as well.
So did Toby that convention.
Is the equipment insured? Okay, so 46 seconds.
46 seconds.
On the worst thing I ever did at a convention with Toby, starting now.
The only reason he is here on this panel tonight is that I said to him...
Deviation!
The dog. You got your dog.
The dog!
Oh,
The dog is up. No, if you don't like your dog, I'm back. Get the answer and calling in Captain Jack. Works on a podcast as well.
Oh, I got it on film.
So can we come back to the challenge, please?
Talking about the actual embarrassing time.
I was talking about the consequences of those. I was going to come back to reveal a perfectly timed punchline that you
Okay, so we will give Sam a point as charity. And
I can use it.
Hang on, sorry. He's caught in a well. You seen him?
they work $6.99 and right down the street at what was it? Walgreens, thank you.
Other drugstores are available.
And all quality stockists. So we're back to Toby, and how long do we have for Toby?
41.
You want to lose the will to live. Oh, thank you for bearing with us. So with Toby, for 41 seconds, the worst thing I ever did at a convention, and good luck with the punchline starting now.
The worst thing I ever did at a convention was when I was surrounded by a load of dogs. And...
What was the worst thing?
Why? No, I stopped because he moved his dog.
I'm sorry, but if the slightest twitch of a foreleg is going to get you going, the subject passes to Simon. 33 seconds for Simon on the worst thing I ever did at a convention.
The worst thing I ever did at a convention was agree to John's request to play a game that I heard on the radio.
And Mr.
A game,
Oh.
hesitation. Yeah, it was a real one.
It was a real hesitation.
That was a dramatic pause.
Hesitation are outside the rules of just a minute.
Yes, so we then pass it on to Tony. And Simon was going down the path to follow, so...
26 seconds.
26 seconds for Tony.
Starting now.
The worst thing that I ever did at a convention was Toby.
Toby did
stops talking, which is the idea of the game. And I think, if you recall correctly, I was the plug and you were the adapter.
It's okay because they were the catcher and you were the pitcher. I believe Simon was the umpire. I was just passing through.
Excellent.
Tell me, was it good for you?
Well, I did whimper and cry a lot. It was really good for Toby.
So you were the umpire. What was the speed of the fastballs?
Nothing really to write home about.
It's not like this on Radio 4.
Yeah, very voice edited. So.
Sounds like a softball to me.
Okay, so I think in the interest of time, since we have 2 more subjects to get through, heaven help us, and 2 more contestants to start.
Yeah, but one of those subjects you totally don't have to do ever again.
Oh, yes, I do.
No.
Yeah, so anyway, so that sounds as well. The good one. So, it's totally with 11 seconds.
Okay. 11 seconds remaining. Starting now.
The worst thing I ever did at a convention was consume vast quantities of alcohol in the bar.
Sorry, another interruption from Tony's dog. Was it you this time, or just the dog on his own?
No, that was me. I'm going to basically deviate because he's trying to sound like the Black Guardian.
Yeah.
Can we give Toby an
Can you
extra
give him the
point,
light
please?
cube, please? I think he needs it. He needs to go and find a naughty turlo. You've got a spit.
Never go anywhere without one.
I'm sorry, I know we're all obsessed to some degree, but who carries one of those around with them in case it's mooted in conversation that somebody needs to come from the Black Guardian? Have you been carrying this around with you for 15 years? Yes! Finally!
You're too surprised how often it comes up. Okay, so I think Toby gets an extra point for sounding like the Black Guardian and retains the subject. And how long now? 1 second indeed, you just made that up, didn't you? Okay. The worst thing I ever did at the convention was, for 1 second, I think you can maybe do as many as 2 syllables. For 1 second, starting now.
Buckets of gin and tonic!
Simon, really?
You see, the thing is, Toby said that the worst thing that he'd ever done was Tony, and now he's saying that the worst thing that he did was alcohol. It's the deviation. It's the deviation. Because he's not the worst thing he ever did.
Okay. So we will give that to you, even though logically the buckets of gin and tonic could have led to it. And probably happened once before now.
The buckets were culpable and in fact
Greatly appreciated.
and girded me up, frankly, for what ensued thereafter.
There was a lot of girth.
So we're going to
I think we're out of time and need to be on to the next.
Well, okay, so I think let's please give Simon a point because his interruption, though not particularly timely, was there. And we will